Danielle McJimsey, and welcome to iHeart, the show that profiles those people who make culture pop, the collectors, the sellers, and the commentators. This week, it's all about the glamour. My favorite doll is where serious Barbie collectors go to get their fix. And who better than a podiatrist to collect celebrity shoes? Dr. Hartley Milchin has footwear belonging to the biggest stars in the world, including Marilyn Monroe, who, as it happens, kicks off this week's show.
Well, welcome to my Marilyn Monroe shrine. I live in Fergus, which is a very small town. I actually don't know very many Marilyn fanatics in person, so not a lot of people know about me or have seen my collection. My interest in Marilyn started back when I was about 15, and the Material Girl video had come out with Madonna. I was a big Madonna fan, I mean, which teenager wasn't at that time, and she was doing the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend takeoff with the pink dress, and I thought, who is that? And on the news they did a comparison between her and Marilyn Monroe. And I thought, wow, who is that beautiful blonde woman? I just was immediately fascinated, and I bought a biography on her life, and from there it just kind of continued. The first collectible I ever bought was actually a Marilyn Monroe plate. It was the 7-year etch plate. And I remember my mother saying, you know, what is a teenager doing buying collector plates? Because I bought all 12 of them in the series as they came out, but I was just so fascinated by her. Being a girl, I loved dolls. I was always a big Barbie fan, and they came out with Barbie as Marilyn. And those were kind of the first dolls that I had really seen that embodied what Marilyn looked like. And then from there, once the internet came around and eBay came around, I really started looking at all the other dolls that were available and just kept getting them because I just think they're great. The Franklin Mint puts out the best dolls, also because it's continuing. It's not just a short series. There seems to be, I think there's probably about 16 that have come out so far, and they're the most high quality, the most expensive as well, but it's just because the quality is so good in them. The very favorite thing I have is a canceled bank check that is actually filled out in Marilyn's own hand. Obviously that's just incredible for me because it is something that she actually touched, you know, she signed, and every time I look at it I just can't believe it's mine. Big ticket items are what's left on my list. I've got the Playboy, the first issue of Playboy. That's probably #1 on the list that I want to obtain that. And you do find them on eBay, it's just they're quite pricey, so I'm just waiting for the right one. But that would be like the holy grail of Marilyn collectibles because she was the very first cover girl. And to have a nice mint copy of that would be the #1 I'm still looking for. The next closest one was the nude calendar from 1952, which was big controversy in her life, and that has taken me a long time to find, and I actually won it on eBay yesterday, so yay! One of my favorite collectibles is my Marilyn Monroe wine. It's very unusual. Not a lot of people have seen these before because they're not available here in Canada. You can only get them in the States. And every year on her birthday, a new release comes out of the Marilyn Monroe, and then later on in November, a new release comes out of the Norma Jean, which they call a young Merlot. And this is my favorite group of Marilyn Monroe photos. It's the Black Sitting, a photography session that she did with Milton Green when she lived in New York back in the 1950s. It is my favorite by far, and it has been quite hard to come by. I've been looking for these prints for probably 10 years, and eBay has really helped me find them one by one, so it's wonderful to see them all put together. So let's go check out the biggest item in my Marilyn collection. Let me just put on my Marilyn Monroe shoes and then we can head outside. Oh, this is my Marilyn Monroe tattoo that I had designed, and I actually got it done on the 40th anniversary of her death. This is my bug, which I have nicknamed Lorelei after Marilyn's character in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. I've done her up with some sexy eyelids to give her that Marilyn Monroe sultry look, as well as the Marilyn kiss mark right there on the front. And if we go inside, I've got some custom seat covers with Marilyn's signature and her famous lips there as well. And along the front dashboard, we've got the scene from Gentlemen Prefer Blondes where she's singing Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. And just so you really do see me coming, here on the back, we've got a Marilyn decal that I designed with my website, marilynmonroe.ca. Check it out. I'm really proud of my website. I guess it's been going about 5 years now. And I remember when I started university, that was the first time I was really kind of looking around on the internet, and I found a Marilyn Monroe website, and I thought, wow, this is really great. And I started reading about how to do HTML, and so it was kind of just a really small hobby. I thought, I'm going to try to make a website and see if I can do this myself. And from there, it just kind of snowballed, and I strived to have a different website. It's very personal. I'm very open about who I am and where I've gone, trips I've gone on, and I think it's a very loving tribute as well. There's some more interesting items on it, like tattoos. I do have a section for tattoos, and I don't think that exists anywhere else. I get lots of comments on that. It was back in 2001 that I went to LA for the memorial service. There's a fan club called Marilyn Remembered, and they put on basically a memorial service every year on the anniversary of her death. So I went, and there was actually a tour of Marilyn's sites, so I got to visit her last home where she actually died in Brentwood, and that was really emotional. I wasn't prepared for how emotional it was going to be when I actually got to the crypt and was there. It was very powerful, very emotional. And they actually play the eulogy that from her actual funeral at the memorial. You're sitting in the chapel and they're playing it. I mean, it was just eerie. I had goosebumps. It was really great. And just to meet all the people, because like I said, I don't have a lot of people in my normal everyday life that I can share this passion with. So to be able to meet all these Marilyn collectors in person, it was a really best trip of my life. It was a lot of fun. Up here I've got some of my Marilyn dolls, and as well we've got lots of plates. I love collecting plates, and one of my favorite dolls, this is one of the Big Vicky dolls, she's called, from There's No Business Like Show Business, and she's a Franklin Mint doll as well. Just love her.